All right, folks. Yeah, I hope I saw a lot of people in the video I did yesterday with Clay that came forward and you know shared with us that they were abused. Well, God bless you, all of you. I'm so sorry. Um, Hopefully the video helps you understand. This is their doctrine. I mean, Satan wants to steal innocence. Now, let me tell you something. No one on this planet is innocent, okay? So the only ones that are innocent have received their innocence from Christ. Everyone's guilty the second you're born. I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. So we were shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. We are, y'all know who we are now. So Satan, targets people. He wants to make, sure that people don't get back. So here's the thing. Today's video, I want to give you guys an update. Shipping container update. It's unbelievable. So anyway, I'm going to give you the update on the shipping container. I'm going to show you this little video that I made while I did it. And then I'm going to go over 5 minutes of showing images from the video last night. It's kind of, I don't, one part of this video is not going to really go with the other part. So I'll do a little break in the middle and say, okay, have you got what you wanted from the container video? We're just going to go over a couple things from the video last night. Some people weren't able to discern the Arab king, so I'm going to outline it very simply for y'all. By the way, the Arab king is consistent in images of the Virgin. Same as the dead sheep, same stuff. Arab kings, women being raped, children being sexually molested, priests with their penises out. It's just abhorrent stuff. It's just sick. So anyway, so let's do the encouraging video first. And then I got to show you what happened. It's so cool. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. So I'm just doing another documentation video. The installer for the door came over. Yeah, and he wanted to make a couple of changes. He wanted me to reinforce the beam at the front and then raise the two in the back. Let me show you what the modifications are looking like. So there you go. So now I'm going to pause it right there. I want to show you something. This is fascinating. So the, just like the blood on the doorposts, when right before they left Egypt. So we have the red going up the side, just like the doorposts in Egypt. And then there was blood over the lintel. But now, because there was only one 4x4 going across, the guy that was going to come over and install the door, the installer, I like working with installers better than salesmen because they know their stuff. And so we were talking about the amount of load, how much weight is going to be carried by this front, beam here. And, the weight for the whole thing is like 300 pounds because it's glass and metal. And I was like, wow. And he said, yeah, let's take this, this beam on top and let's make it go all the way to the ceiling. So what I did is I took the other, 4x4s and I countersunk them and then I screwed them all together with glue and I made one big beam out of it. See? So we have now a giant head symbol. You know what that looks like? Let's just have some fun. Y'all want to hang out for a few minutes? Cool, let's hang out. If you don't want to hang out, turn the channel. Okay, check this out. This is crazy. I mean, this is fascinating. Wait till you see where this goes. It's amazing. Okay, chupa. Not chupacabra. Wedding hoopah. Okay, so look. So wedding hoopahs, here you go. Here's a wedding hoopah here. These are wedding hoopahs. They go, here's one that's white, so you have you know, you have the verticals on the side, and then you have the top, and it's, you know, like this is very common. There you go. So, you know, the top kind of has this drape stuff over it. Typically, the top of it is kind of, you know, a little bit thicker than, you know, the way it looked with the 4x4 going across the top. Now it's 3x4, three 4x4s, which are all, you know, glued and screwed together into one big beam. But I think it's fascinating. It's like, wow, it looks like a hoopah. It's just wild. Just wait till you see where this goes. So what you might want to do is, you know, just click on hoopah and look at some hoopahs. Now let's just go back here and let's look at chat Jewish. Okay, so now look, here's a Jewish chat symbol, okay? Now look at this thing. Check it out. It's, you know, now the top's a lot thicker. It really looks like a head symbol. I mean, it's just so wild. So anyway, I just find it interesting that the installer came out and wanted to make some modifications, and it looks more like, even more like a head symbol, and it looks like a hoopah. It's just fascinating. So now here's a really interesting part. I'm going to let you guys watch it because when I was doing this, I was like, that's so crazy, because I wanted to put a sliding glass door in it. And I heard the Lord say, no, I want you to do a garage door that's metal and glass. Do not put it in the side. Do a metal and glass garage door. Well, because I did that, the construction forced me to put these 3 arches in it. I mean, that's crazy. So 3 arches, 3 of these in a row, that's 3 head symbols. And 888 is Jewish gematria for Jesus is salvation. So the 3 head symbols spell the name Jesus in Jewish gematria, 888. So I was sitting there looking at this and I was going like, that's crazy that the 3 head symbols are what are holding up the entire door. That's fascinating. Then clear as a bell. Can you already guess what I heard? Let's watch. There you go. Now, if that doesn't look like a big head symbol in the door, I don't know what does. So what we did was, instead of just having a 1 beam, we took 3 and we glued them together and screwed them together, and then the back 2 are being raised up. So this is really fascinating. As I was looking at this, I was like, wow, that's so crazy that the entire door is being held up by 3 head symbols. And so then I hear in my spirit, I am the door. I mean, yeah, whatever. Like 1 in a trillion, maybe. Again, there it is. The door is made up of 3 head symbols. Okay, I gotta pause it. That's just so crazy that the 3 head symbols are the door. I am the door. Well, y'all know where that's from. That's from John 10. You know, what do I show y'all all the time? Sheep, right? Dead sheep. Turn it upside down, dead sheep. Turn it upside down, dead sheep. Altar of St. Peter's, dead sheep. Virgin, dead sheep. Nefertiti, dead sheep. Walk into Starbucks, dead sheep. You know, it's like on and on and on it goes. And look what Jesus said. I am the door of the sheep. I am the door. Look. I am the door. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, that's crazy. There it is. Being raised up. So this is really fascinating. I was like, wow, that's so crazy. See, there it is. So the name Jesus is actually what the door is made out of. I mean, it's what's holding the entire door. And it was a necessity to build this inside of this in order to do this. This is all mind-boggling, folks. Anyway, Okay, yeah, yeah. So anyway, let's keep going.
Like 1 in a trillion, maybe. Again, there it is. The door is made up of 3 head symbols. I am the door. So it's so odd that he told me, he didn't want a sliding glass door in here, that he wanted it to be this garage door. And so I had to bolster that beam up top on the front and then raise the back too. So now, I mean, it's 3 head symbols again, but the one up front is just, that looks like a hoopah. Look at it. I mean, that looks just like the hoopah, the wedding. What are the odds? All right.
Okay.
So
So let me get out of that. Now, okay, so I just wanted to give you guys an update. Now, check it out, guys. Here's the thing. Some people watched the video I did last night and they actually thought that, I'm some Trump supporter. I'm like, I'm a no government on the earth supporter. Whatever. I mean, they're all part of the Hegelian dialectic, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's what Lucifer does. He pits one against the other all the time. It's like World Wrestling Federation. Anyway, so, if that's what you took away from the video that Jonathan Kleck's a Trump supporter, you better go back and watch some other videos. I told you, Donald Trump is the tip of the spear. It's what Lucifer is going to use to bring down the whole damn system. It's so frustrating sometimes. It's like, guys, I mean, when people come and leave those comments, I'm just wondering, like, what lack of understanding is running them. It's like, my gosh, I showed you Donald Trump's coat of arms is the Queen of Heaven, the double-headed phoenix. I mean, the twin paradigm system, the whole thing. I've shown that to everybody repetitively. So, yeah, Donald Trump ain't here to save anything. He's here to be the tip of the spear, being used by the Queen of Heaven and ultimately within God's umbrella of, authority. God's letting it happen, but Lucifer's using Trump to square off two different sides. Have y'all looked at what's going on in the world of politics? It's complete and utter insanity. The world has lost its mind. Okay, now let's do a quick break. Okay, intermission, something different. Okay, now we're switching gears. We're going to go back to this. Some people couldn't see some images. Some people said, Jonathan, I've always been able to see the stuff you show me. I just couldn't see the Arab King. Maybe I'll do another video where I just do several of these Arab Kings. When you turn them upside down, it's always the same thing. Let me expand it and let me draw it out for you right here. Okay, I want you to let this circle be the eye. This is an eye. This other circle is an eye. So you're looking at a profile of the face, like this, like that. So you're seeing eye and eye, and you're seeing the nose right here. Okay, and I'm not being racist. There are certain body, certain characteristics that go with different races. It is not uncommon for Arabic to have a nose like King Faisal. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you King Faisal's nose. And so he has a very Arabic looking nose right here. There it is. See the blue? This goes up. Okay, eye, nose right here. The nose is the blue thing. The mouth right here. And does blue make it a goatee, like a patch of, make this the chin with a patch of hair on it? Okay, so he's wearing his headdress, the typical Arab headdress right here. That's what this part is right here, going this side. Okay, so this is it. Now let me zoom out. And now you're looking, so eye, nose, mouth, chin. Eye, nose, mouth, chin. Headdress. See? Right there. Okay, same thing. His face could be cocked a little more that way, and down. So instead of eye, here. So the vision is looking this way. That would be the track of the vision. And it should be very simple to see right there. There it is. Bam. Okay. Anyway, now some people that don't believe, that don't, some people are like, oh, whatever. I don't think so. Well, let me be very straight up. This is the eye of a child. This is the eyebrow. And this line coming down, this is called a rudimentary image. It's very common. People do it all the time. There's the nose and there's the mouth. And unfortunately, this line coming in the mouth, out of the mouth, was there with intent. In art, there's what's called intent. And when I was discovering this, when I trace in every line that the artist drew, you take on the mind of the artist. So if I'm drawing over a picture of Mickey Mouse, at a certain point I draw in the nose, and it's like, this is Mickey Mouse. When you're drawing in stuff like this, and these images start becoming visible, you're like, wait a minute, what the hell is this? And then, because of the consistency, same as the sheep, the image becomes very obvious. So let me show you how obvious. Okay, so let me show you, I told you, I read you that part out of my personal journal because I was discovering many disturbing images on Catholic prayer cards. I cried out to God. I was like, who am I? Why did you show me all this? And I freaked out. I was like, why did you show this to me? Who am I to you that you would show this to me? And he showed me, your Yahweh is given. That's who you are. Your Yahweh is given. And I'm like, okay. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with it now. Where the world's going to all find out that the currency of the people that run this world is stealing innocence, pedophilia. That's their currency. Because they're the devil in the flesh. We all are. Everyone's a devil in the flesh. But you got to get converted. This is the upper echelon of demons, though. So now watch this. Here are two Catholic prayer cards. Okay, this is an image of Juan Diego, and this image hidden, turned upside down, is a Catholic priest, with this little boy. Here he is. From the waist up, there's the penis coming out of the robe. Testicles, there's a little boy's face. And when you cover up the little boy's, this eye and the nose, it's a skull looking that way because it's a death sentence. They're trying to destroy the child, destroy his innocence. Okay, now, if you can't see it, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm just going to give you a visual. This is one that was sent in. There's more hidden images on this too. But let me show you just how ridiculously obvious this is right here. I mean, guys, I had a ton of these things. And I was just disgusted with it. Okay, there. Here is a little boy right here with a grown man, allegedly another monk. It looks like that by the clothes he's wearing. And I mean, do you believe that that's the way his robe would fall? Of course not. This line would supersede it. You see this line right here? This would supersede the fold in the robe. This would supersede the fold in the robe. It wouldn't come out like a big penis coming out of his robe. Okay, wait a minute. That happens to be identical to what is on the Virgin de Guadalupe. There's a penis coming out of his robe with a little boy. There's a penis coming out of this guy's robe with a little boy. Now this one's especially twisted, and this is just sick stuff. But what the enemy does is he tries to hide his agenda in, other images. Like one image turns to another. Now let me show you something. This whole idea that some guy is standing there holding up the Eucharist to some image of some dad-looking guy that's head's inside a pyramid that's supposed to be God with his bat cape on that's red, and he's holding Jesus's arms out to the side. is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, really? But if it's the rape of a child and this is a grown up holding someone's hands out, and look where the priest's head is, and let me ask you, are these actually Jesus's legs, or is this actually someone's legs going out, or are those the priest's arms? Which one is it? You see what I mean? This is some twisted crap, dude. This is sick. So anyway, I'll tell you what it is. You know what it is. This is nonsense that, oh, he's holding up the Eucharist towards that. This is a rape scene. That's what it is. So anyway, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at just the sickness of the Catholic Church. Well, Jesus said, don't make idols, didn't he? Don't make, people hold these things and pray. They hold these things in their hand while they're praying. But they're blind guides. Why do you think Jesus said, I've come to judge the world and to give sight to the blind and to show those who think they see that they are blind? You're telling me that's not what that is? Okay. All right. Blind. Jesus said, if you were blind, like you couldn't really actually see at all, you would have no sin. But because you say we see, he said your sin remains. So, if you say you can see spiritually, but you can't, well, then your sin remains. Jesus is the one that said it, not me. I get people, oh, if I don't see what you show me, I'm like, well, not exactly. I don't mean you have to catch every picture that I'm showing you, but if you don't understand that all the stuff that the Lord's let me produce for you, aka the entire Catholic Church is a big snake and the altar is a big dead sheep, and you turn it upside down and it's a vagina, and that very same window happens to be the mouth of the snake. I mean, it's a no-brainer. The serpent eats sheep. Who are the sheep? They're all the angels going in the mouth. They're all the angels that are going in that vortex. It's a no-brainer. But people that don't get it, they get really hostile, don't they? You know why? Because they're under condemnation. And they say, oh, if we don't see what you see, well, Jesus said, those who accept my messengers, those who receive you, receive me. Didn't he say that? Those who reject you, reject me and the one that sent me. I'm just quoting Jesus, by the way. So, you can say what you want about me. I really don't care. But I'm here to tell you, this is what this is. And if you don't believe me, well, I've already set a track record, and my track record has been completely established through all the stuff I've shown everybody, aka all the U.S. currency, all the bombings, Federal Building bombing, match, Twin Tower bombing, match, Pentagon bombing, match, Hoover Dam bombing, match, still to come. I mean, the ones that are still to come, they're going to happen. People can sit there and say, oh, they never happened. Well, some of Isaiah's prophecies didn't happen, even within a couple hundred years. These are going to happen. They're going to happen soon. And if you don't believe me, well, that's okay. You don't have to believe me. But, I mean, what are the odds that I had an old printer and I was able to show everybody, look, you see this image right here? This image right here, when you magnify it, turns to this image right here, and you can see all the water going over the dam. Okay. So anyway, again, I'm not here to, if anyone thinks I got to prove it to you, well, no, I don't. You either see it or you don't. And if you don't see it, well, Jesus said in John 9, and I'm quoting Jesus, I've come to judge the world and to give sight to the blind and to show those who think they see that they are blind. And then the Jews said, hey, what are you saying that we're blind? And Jesus said, if you were blind, you wouldn't be guilty, but your guilt remains because you claim you can see. I'm just going to use that scripture. So that's the virgin. Turn it upside down. It's a dead sheep. If you say it's not a dead sheep, then I'm going to say, well, you have spiritual blindness. This was a card given to me by my wife right before she left. It's a serpent eating a sheep. If you tell me it's not a serpent eating a sheep, I'm going to say you're spiritually blind. I'm going to do that with all these other images, because even this image right here, when I walked into Starbucks, I told the manager, Chris, Alex is going to draw a picture of me with a dead sheep on my face. Chris looked at me like I was nuts. How did I know he would do that? He used to wink his eye and stick his tongue out at me. That's in the Bible, folks. Psalm 35:19. Neither let them that are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause. When people are winking their eye, it's a spirit using them. And if you're one of these people that goes, why wink my eye all the time? You better check yourself. You better, check yourself. Do you stick your tongue out all the time? Isaiah 57 says, against whom do you sport yourself and stick out your tongue? Like Miley Cyrus or Obama or Alex. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Are you not the seed of falsehood, children of the adulterer and the whore? I mean, so, that's what the Bible says. So when Alex would wink at me and go, I knew what spirit was in him. I could see it. I have the gift of discerning of spirits. And I said, he's going to draw a picture of me with the dead sheep on me. And there it is. There's the dead sheep right behind my ear with the serpent eating me. So again, if you don't believe that this image right here of St. Peter's altar is a giant image of a sheep with its tongue sticking out, and when you turn it upside down, it's the female reproductive system, and you don't believe me, then don't come to this channel. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Some people want to come here and yell and argue. It's like, you don't got to come here. Just go do your religion thing somewhere else. Go tell everybody about the Jesus you know. And I'm going to tell them about the Jesus I met. The one that's the rock. The one that said, upon this rock I will found my church. And the word rock means Petra. The translation is Petra. Go to 1 Peter 2, look up the meaning. He is the Petra of offense. A bent sapling snare, which is a trap that turns everything upside down. I mean, this is not arguable. People that think it's arguable, that's okay. Why are you coming here? You know what I mean? Go to some other channel. Start your own channel. I notice that most people that come and do this nonsense, their channels are a joke. I mean, if you're so knowledgeable and you have so much intellect, shouldn't you have some subscribers? And shouldn't you be doing videos and sharing people, sharing with everybody what you have? Or were you just sent to tear others down because you're so self-righteous and you're so right? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, no, this ministry comes with power. This ministry doesn't come with just words. It comes with power. And it's not my power. It's the Lord God. So there it is. Anybody tries to say, no, you're wrong, and you don't think that that's meant to be a penis on that prayer card, you're crazy. I mean, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully you guys can see the Arab now. Those guys that couldn't see it. From here up, everything from here up is his headdress. From here up. Eye. The forehead's right here. Nose is blue. Black circle is the eye. Black, this is the mouth open. And then this is the beard right here. See it? And this is the cloth hanging down there. Side of the face right here, cloth hanging down. Just like side of the face, cloth hanging down. See it? Okay, anyway, again, it's consistent. I've seen it repetitively. If I hadn't, I wouldn't say it. Okay? All right, guys, God bless. And, I am the door. Oh, John 10, look. Jesus said to them, verily I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. Oh, look at all the sheep. See, we're the sheep he's rescuing, so we don't turn into the dead sheep. How do we not turn into the dead sheep? By seeing the truth, and we turn everything upside down, and then we can see the truth, and we can see Jesus. It's like, oh, wow, yay. See, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. Wow. Isn't that crazy? I am the door. He's having me do a whole door that's made up of het symbols. That's the name Jesus. 3 of them is Jesus. I mean, if you think that's coincidence, okay. Anyway, yeah, I am the door. I am the door of the sheep. I am the door of the sheep. I am the door. I am the good shepherd. And this went right down to one of my favorite scriptures when the Pharisees were going to stone Jesus, like all the people that come to my channel and leave hate comments that would love to stone me. That's all right. Jesus said, "For what good works do you stone me?" And they said, "We stone thee not for good works, but for speaking evil, because thou, being a man, makest thyself God." They got it backwards. And Jesus said to them, he answered them, question mark, "Is it not written in your law? I said you are gods." So everyone's a god. So if you don't believe Jesus, then I guess you don't believe Jesus. He just told them, he asked him a question. He said, "Is it not written in your own law? You are gods?" Psalm 82. Again, for the 50th time, Psalm 82 is what he was quoting. I have said you are gods right there, and all of you are children of the Most High. But all you gods, you're going to be cast down and you're going to die like men, and you're going to fall like one of the princes because you took the bait from Lucifer and you wanted to have sex and have a human body. Well, you got it. But it's subject to death. He lied. Doesn't the Bible say we will judge angels? Do you know why? Because those of us that got our sentences commuted, because the truth lives in us, we're going to be the ones that judges them. Because when the truth lives in us, what do you think judges everybody in a courtroom of law? The truth. Duh. I mean, it's like, guys, some of the people that leave the comment, I'm like, y'all, and by the way, all you folks that come here and leave the great comments, God bless you. But, it's like some of these people, I'm like, duh, what do you think makes everybody guilty? The truth? It's that simple. It's so simple. Anyway, but they'll fight all the way to the end. So Jesus said, if they hated me, they'll hate you. I'm in good company. Amen. All right. Peace and grace, guys. God bless.